Hello everyone, this class we are going to learn literature from the Old English period through Renaissance, edited by J.E. Louisbring. Introduction. Perhaps the best way to start appreciating early English literature is to not think of it as literature at all. The earliest stories in the English language were not written for academic study but as an extension of the oral tradition of relating grand and fanciful tales for entertainment. These stories then were the blockbuster summer movies of their day, tales of adventure and romance, with brave knights, beautiful women, horrible monsters, and mysterious spirits. Over the centuries, these stories became a part of English literature, and along the way, the gripping manner in which they were told made the leap from word of mouth to the page. This book will show how the transition was made as it takes you on journey through time and literary development. The style of poetry that emerged from these early verses relied on fairly narrow conventions, usually based around a four-stress meter with an alliterative link between the two halves of each line. Standard images and description were used. Again, the emphasis at first was not originality of language, but on getting the story across. These stylistic conventions for Old English poetry remained virtually unchanged for 400 years. Most of the verse that survives from this period is known through four manuscripts from around the year 1000. Beowulf manuscript, the Exterior book, the Junius manuscript, and the Vercelli book. It should be noted that beside being ahead of vernacular European poetry of the time, English verse was also more advanced than English prose during most of the Old English period. Most prose works in English at this time consist either of translation of scripture or practical threads dealing with law or medicine. The Norman invasion in 1066 signaled the beginning of the end of the Old English period. Anglo-Norman, a French dialect, provided a revival to the English language, though the Norman influence ultimately contributed significantly to English. This translational period is referred to as the Middle English period. English prose works from the early stages of this period are relatively few, in part because writers were split among those using English, those using Anglo-Norman, and those who using Latin. One fortunate byproduct of the linguistic split is that some earliest works were translated into the newer Norman-influenced language in the early 13th century, and as the result of these survival to this day. British English. Chapter 1. The Old English Period. English literature, defined here as the body of written works produced in the English language by inhabitants of the British, including Ireland, from the 7th century to the present day, has sometimes been stigmatized as insular. It can be argued that no single English novel attains the universality of the Russian writer Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace, or French writer Gustave Flaubert, Madame Bovary. Yet in the Middle Age of the Old English literature of the subjugated Saxon was leavened by the Latin and Anglo-Norman writings, eminently foreign in origin, in which the churchmen and the Norman conquerors expressed themselves. From this combination emerged a flexible and subtle linguistic instrument. exploited by Geoffrey Chaucer and brought to supreme application by William Shakespeare. During the Renaissance, the renewed interest in classical learning and values had an important effect on English literature as on all the arts. Ideas of Augustan literary property in the 18th century and the reverence in the 19th century for less specific, though still selectively viewed, classical antiquity continued to shape the literature. All these impulses derived from the foreign source, namely the Mediterranean basin. The decadents of the late 19th century and the modernists of the earlier 20th looked so continual European individual and movement for the major manuscript. Most bold English poetry is perceived in four manuscripts of the late 10th and early 11th centuries. The Beowulf manuscript contains Beowulf, Judith, and three prose tracts. The extract book is a miscellaneous gathering of lyrics, riddles, didactic poems, and religious narratives. Junius manuscripts, also called the Cadman manuscript, even though its contents are no longer attributed to Carmadine, contains biblical paraphrase, and the Virgil's book contains saints' lives, several short religious poems, and prose homilies. In addition to the poem in these books are historical poem in the Anglo-Saxon poetic rendering of the poems, metres, including the King Alfred the Great, translator of Puritanism, de Consolation, magical, didactic, elegiacal, and heroic poem, and other miscellaneous interspersed with prose, jolted in margin, and even worked in stone or metal.